Welcome back to Decoy Noise, where today we're doing more stories from r/Am I the A-hole and taking them to Decoy Court. We'll read over those top comments and the controversial comments and your comments down below, but let's go ahead and get to today's featured post, which is, am I the antagonist for not punishing my daughter for mocking her cousin? Reddit has said not the antagonist, but Decoy Court will deliver that final verdict. OP writes, my wife and her younger sister are best friends. As a result, when our middle daughter and her cousin were born around the same time, my wife really expected them to also be best friends. With 16 years of hindsight, I can say with certainty that expectation was misplaced. Nothing happened in particular. My daughter just doesn't like her cousin. My wife keeps pushing the relationship. This includes making her daughter spend time with her cousin during family gatherings, inviting her cousin on trips, and forcing my daughter to call her. We're pretty sure I'm the favorite parent, a fact that keeps my ego well inflated, and therefore my apathy towards the situation is not well received by my wife. From my perspective, this isn't important, and I do not possess the ability to make two teenagers become friends. I'm also sure that trying to push this type of knucklehead stuff makes kids not want to speak to you. This is where I'm probably the antagonist. Yesterday, my wife forced my daughter to video call her cousin. My daughter rejected the request, and my wife told her, unless you have a valid reason for disliking your cousin, you will do this because we're family. The call occurred. This morning, we awoke to a PowerPoint presentation titled Valid Reasons to Dislike Cousin, using clips from the Zoom call. Segments included, why is cousin's voice so grating? A music theory approach, a case study, conversations that provide no value, rethinking the idea that there are no dumb questions, etc. With the benefit of a couple hours of hindsight, it was a very cruel takedown of her cousin's entire personality. My wife was furious. My eldest daughter and I lost our crap laughing. My wife is demanding I support her in punishing my daughter for bullying her cousin. I refuse because I feel this whole situation wouldn't have occurred if she didn't push the relationship. But I'm starting to have second thoughts because it was very mean. Am I the antagonist? So taking the case and rushing it over to Decoy Court is a situation where it's pretty messed up that they made a PowerPoint and saved video footage to quantify why the cousin's a bad person and not likable. It's kind of messed up. I guess the ultimate delineation on, antagonist for the daughter and non-antagonist for the daughter is, did she show the video to the cousin? If she presented it to the cousin, like, here, I hate you as a person and I have empirical evidence, watch this, or like gave this lecture to other people other than the family, that'd be messed up. But if she just sat her down and said, hey, look, I'm telling you I don't like hanging out with her. Don't make me hanging out with her. She's terrible. I don't have fun when I'm over there. I only have a limited amount of time to have fun from like schoolwork or whatever job they have. Don't make me spend time with this person with a grating voice, terrible music theory, whatever it may be. And if it just came to them and she was just trying to be like, open as to what she's going through and actually taking her time and being creative with trying to convince the parents that she's not into the cousin, then I mean, there's no antagonist there. But I guess the decoy defense is a situation where it wasn't just like, why is the cousin's voice so grating, or conversations that provide no value. It's not a conversation that provides no value. It's like, the cousin's crying about not getting good grades, or upset about the lockdown situation and not having friends. The boyfriend broke up with her for like the other sister or something, and like really pouring her heart out to her because they're good friends, and she's like, haha, let me make a TikTok meme about this and a PowerPoint to show everybody how terrible and pathetic you are. That would be a messed up thing. So I guess in that sense, the decoy defense is the daughter would be a bad person, but I guess in the Decoy Court, I'm saying that OP, you're not the antagonist, the daughter's probably not the antagonist, and probably the cousin's not the antagonist, with the exception of the mother kind of being a little bit the antagonist for trying to force a relationship just because her and her sister had a good relationship. Not everybody's going to get along. They can be cordial and hang out, but you can't force them to have phone conversations and Zoom hangouts if they don't like each other. That's just not how friendships traditionally work. But again, we'll take a brief recess in Decoy Court. Let me know what your thoughts are down below with story number 1. And, if your kid or your friend made a PowerPoint presentation to you as to why someone's a bad person, would you sit back and laugh and be like, whoa, you really do not like this person? But let me know your thoughts down below, and let's go ahead and go over to those top comments to see if that's going to be the prosecution. So the top comment is, not the antagonist. Your wife is the antagonist for forcing a 16-year-old to spend time with someone she doesn't like. The 16-year-old's response to your wife, she didn't tell the cousin this, I presume, is as hilarious as it is the fault of the adults forcing the relationship. I'm also not convinced that the cousin is down with this either, considering that the daughter is clearly unhappy with spending time with her. Very true, but everybody's had like a sibling or a smaller cousin or like a friend in the schoolyard that is just like, the cool kids are trying to hang out and the one kid's trying to always butt in. They're always trying to ditch him. Was I secretly that kid that was trying to join the cool kids? I don't know. You'll never know. But let's go ahead and move on. So the next top comment is OP saying, I'd also like to say I feel incredibly bad about laughing. She just started with a music theory lecture about some special discordant chord, then she had a video of that chord and immediately went to a zoom click of her cousin producing the same notes. I just couldn't hold it. I actually want to see this video, but it'd be messed up, but it's just like the idea that there's a bad chord, like it's just not a sound musical theory, and they say, hey look, there's the cousin doing the same thing and she just does it naturally. That's why I don't like hanging out with her. Just to be able to connect that in a regular conversation, like, oh my god, I recognize that chord. That's terrible music theory. Pretty messed up, but also hilarious. The next top comment. Unless your daughter sends this presentation to a cousin or shared it with anyone else, it isn't bullying. What is she being punished for? Doing what your wife asked for and gave the reasons why she dislikes the cousin? Having no chemistry / a dislike for another person and not wanting to spend her time on that person, for having an opinion that differs from her mother's? Tell your daughter to make sure her presentation is deleted, as it would be terrible should others get their hands on it. Your daughter is almost an adult and your wife is pushing her away with her demands. By the way, your daughter sounds wonderful, your wife not so much. So, you know, I don't want to say that the wife is messed up, because I could see that, where it's like if I had a kid and, like, you know, I really enjoyed playing baseball as a child, and then I just want them to, I want my child to share the same love I had for baseball. I could see them saying, hey, sign up for Little League, let's go throw the ball around the backyard, let's, you know, you don't understand. Once you fall in love with baseball, you'll love it. And then OP's wife is like, once you realize that, you know, her sister, and then by translation would be the cousin, once you realize how great of a person is, you guys are going to have lasting memories for the rest of your life and look back at this time as kids as the best time of your life and the best time for you guys to mold this friendship. They're just trying to get them to embrace what they embrace as a kid. So I don't see that as being the antagonist. I see that as just being short-sighted. But let's go ahead and shoot over those controversial comments, because they're already saying everyone sucks here. This is cruel as heck that you're by your daughter. Crap. Yeah, your wife shouldn't be forcing crap like that, but what the heck is your daughter do like if she pulled such an unnecessary character destruction like that? The only one that isn't the antagonist here is the cousin. What did she do to deserve this? Hard to say, maybe there's something in there, but somebody also got negative points saying, how is this character destruction or cruel when there's no indication the presentation was shared beyond the immediate family? The cousin doesn't know this. Also, it's not character destruction if she's using a clip from her call to prove her point. If being confronted with your own words destroys your character wasn't worth saving to begin with. Wow, they got scorched right there, but also negative points. So I see, you know, people are just fighting now. And the next controversial comment is, holy crap, that's funny. Look, I know how it's wrong, but your wife did ask for reasons, and your daughter gave them to her to inform of a PowerPoint presentation. Was a presentation well done? Continual use of fonts and sizes? Correct bullet point counts per page? I feel like you should probably tell her she needs to be civil, but is it bullying if only you and addressing your wife's requests? Okay, probably is. I'm going with not the antagonist. Your wife has to realize it isn't going to happen. So, I mean, I get what they're saying over there. It's the whole situation. Like, it is probably funny. I don't know if it needs to be a good presentation for it to be, you know, not the antagonist or the antagonist, but I'm going to go ahead and say that, like, you know, as long as she's not sharing with anybody that's not in the immediate family and never gets leaked back to the cousin, she's probably in the clear. Decoy Court is going to go ahead and stand firm, saying that OP is not the antagonist. But as always, if you enjoy the fact that this is a Reddit podcast read style of thing, what's more interactive, I read all your comments down below and the controversial comments here to kind of give everybody their fair shake. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn on the notifications. If you can share the video, that would be great. But if you don't want to do any of that, that's perfectly fine. Just go ahead and put this on autoplay and check out the next episode of Decoy Noise coming up next.